Fox and Shane, set your minds free, no locks and chains. Do what you love, roll the dice. 50-50, we cold as ice. One thing cold, but a penny turn red. Can't let that go down in my head, Wargaming.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Hobby Homies. We are your weekly tabletop podcast. I'm Shane, hanging out with Fox.
What's up, friends?
And of course, we have Churchy in the Void.
In the void.
Today, we are talking about why we love wargaming.
Why do we love wargaming, Shane?
Sorry, Churchy caught me off guard with the whole, like, you're on now.
Why? He says that all the time.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. But this time in particular, 250 episodes in.
I was like, oh.
Churchy, what I want to know is, do you decorate the void? Or do you just exist in nothingness?
I've been known to decorate on occasion.
He decorates, of course.
You reckon?
Of course he does,
On
yeah.
occasion.
You reckon, have you got lots
On
of
occasion.
plants in
If
there?
it's the season.
Void
Oh, yeah,
pla-
I've got a few plants.
Void plants?
Yeah.
Well, what else lives in the void? You can't have, like, a potted, like, lily in the void.
What about a void lily?
That's a different kind of lily.
What kind of void plants do you have?
A few palm trees.
Jesus.
Some pines.
Actually sounds pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, but it's like two
Few
different,
few
like...
cherry blossoms. Got different biomes. It's the void, man. I can do what I want.
The void doesn't have biomes.
I thought he had way less freedom than he has.
He's
I
got too
thought it
much
was,
freedom.
yeah.
I've carved out my freedom in the void, alright?
He's
Damn.
earned it. He
Yeah.
has earned it.
Trailblazer, actually.
Yeah.
So I may as well make it.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't get out of here,
We can't get, like,
the studio.
life.
Yeah. I mean, we can. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about today why we love wargaming.
Wargaming.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is an episode that hopefully will get you thinking about why you love wargaming, why you're in it, why you do it.
Yeah.
Get you hyped up to continue doing it. Because it's a good thing. It's also a heavy thing. It's a heavy burden sometimes.
It can be.
It's all encompassing. It takes so much of our souls.
Sometimes you look at your pile of shame and you just go, why me?
Why me? Why
Why
did you
me?
choose me?
Why did me do this to me?
Why? Damn me and meanness.
Yeah.
So I have boiled this down already
Oh, yeah?
for us.
You've simmered it, had it on a broth, like a
I've
low
had-
heat?
Yeah, a low heat.
Nice.
Brothed it up. I
Yep.
put in some stock.
Yep.
And I think I can attribute the things that we love into 3 categories.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Please,
Oh.
continue.
I've boiled this down to the fun, the friends, and the fabulous.
That sums it up.
Yeah. So let's start with
Thanks
the
for
fun.
watching. Massive
Yeah.
shout out to our Patreon.
Patreons for as little as $2 a month. You can get on like that.
Yep.
$2 a month would have been about $1 a minute.
It's fair.
And that's all we would have had. Pretty good, actually.
Paid more for less.
Yeah, I know you have. That's why we're here doing this. So, the fun.
Yep.
Wargaming is fun.
Yep.
I feel like everything that I enjoy about a video game, wargaming gives you as well.
Yep.
It gives you the fun, like the tactical mind, like the decision making, your resource management,
Yep.
problem solving, strategic planning, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you all of that as the tabletop experience.
Yep.
But it also gives you a dynamic thing where you're actively thinking about things that you don't actively think about in video games, like positioning, terrain,
Yep.
where your units are, I guess that's positioning, all that kind of stuff. How your opponent's going to directly respond. It brings more of the chess game element
Yep.
into those things, as well as looking pretty. What are the fun things about wargaming for you?
The fun things about wargaming is, just out of the blue dice rolls, like Hail Marys, things
Yeah.
like that. That's probably the best element I think about the actual gaming side of things. It's like, come on, all I need is a 6, and when you get it, it's the best.
It's the best.
It is the best.
Yeah.
You know, that's the big thing, and just like community, man. Like the people that we've met, the people that you play against.
Pause. That's in the friends section.
Yeah, but it's like the fun, right?
It is also the fun.
I get it,
Yeah.
but that it all blends together for me, and I guess that
Yeah.
is wargaming. But yeah, it's the heat of the moment, just stories that you tell on the tabletop.
Yeah. I feel like you touched on it there when you're talking about the dice rolls. I feel like there's a part of every human being
Yep.
where there's, I guess it's dopamine tied into
Yep.
gambling,
Yeah.
where we love opening booster packs.
Oh, of course.
We love opening like loot
Loot
crates.
crates, yeah.
Whatever it is, we like actually gambling.
It's all about the glitter and the show, and then the
Yeah.
this is what you get.
It's like that moment where it's like,
Surely that's fabulous.
well,
That is quite fabulous.
Well, the glitter is fabulous. You're right. The gambling, maybe not so much.
The 3 Fs.
Yeah, I didn't say they were in order. You made that assumption yourself, Churchy. You know what? I'm adding a fourth one. It's called the fuck, and it's Churchy. It's just Churchy. Yeah, I feel like the like that risk reward moment before the reveal
Yeah.
is every single dice roll you do in these
and
war
when
games.
you're watching it and it's just spinning, and it's like,
You're like, right now.
what is this? One of those like the dreidels?
Yeah. In Inception,
yeah.
where it just keeps spinning.
Doesn't stop spinning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like the moment before it lands, anything is possible.
Yeah.
Maybe my unit got blown off the table, or maybe this is going to be one of those crazy stories where I rolled 3 6s and managed to save it.
Yeah.
And it's a game turning. Oh, never mind, they're dead.
Yeah.
But that moment is, so you've got, and that's something I just don't feel like you get in any other hobby.
Nah.
Like when even if you're talking about board games or computer games, you don't get the culmination of those things where it's like, you've got all the tactical stuff.
Yeah.
Then you've also got all the layered things like terrain and the miniatures and positioning and all that, and the chess game of it.
Yeah.
And then you've got the random element that you mitigate as best you can, but also embrace because that's such a big part of it.
I think because of video gaming, all that's behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like, think about like, I don't know, you've killed a boss and you're opening the loot and you see like an epic drop. And it's like,
yeah.
that happens so quickly.
Yeah.
Like, you're not waiting for that dice to stop spinning.
Yeah.
Or stop.
And whenever you shoot, the numbers just come up, but you
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
roll any dice to see those numbers.
Nah.
When you crouch behind a thing, you're not actively thinking about doing that. You're just like, I need cover, this thing cover, me cover behind it.
Yeah.
Whereas in the game, you're like, all right, I want to move towards that cover because I eventually will need that.
Yeah.
As well as that puts me in range of that thing.
I think the fact that tabletop gaming slows all of that down really allows you to enjoy each part of it.
Yeah.
Not like you obviously you enjoy the entire experience, but like you can really like take satisfaction in each step of the way.
Yeah.
Not just the end result that you get from a video game.
For sure. That's a great way to sum up the fun.
Yeah, not the friends.
Not the friends, but let's talk about the friends.
The friends, the community.
I love that, unlike, and I guess video games will draw a comparison because that's what it's competing with it for us as individuals. When we choose wargaming, when we sit down and paint a model, or when we decide to catch up and play a game with someone, it's basically we're choosing that over video games.
Yeah.
Because that's just a nice, easy dopamine hit.
Yeah.
You click play and you go.
Oh, yeah.
No paint needed.
No.
So we'll probably compare it to that a little bit. But for wargaming, when you go to an event or you meet up with people to play the game, because it's limited. There's less people in this hobby than there are video games.
Yeah.
You go into some abstract video game and click play, you'll find someone.
Yeah.
Whereas this, you need to go like on a Facebook group and be like, did anyone play this?
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that,
Yeah.
but I think the weird guy Jeff down the street, I think he plays that.
Yeah.
And so then you're in Jeff's basement playing games with Jeff, and you actually find out Jeff's a real chill dude.
Yeah, he doesn't kill people in the basement. He just smokes heaps of weed.
Yeah, and if he does, he doesn't bring that into the game, you know? He just leaves he leaves work at work, you know?
Yeah.
So I love that it forces you into face-to-face contact with humans because we're at that stage socially where it's like we just make up our minds about people based on what stuff they like or things that they've said or favorite football teams or political inclinations, and we just write them off.
Yeah.
Whereas this puts you in a room with them and you're like, you like Hello Kitty. I would have just thought you were a beep this. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, but actually, now that I understand you as a human, that makes sense. Why, your daughter likes it, or maybe not, whatever. Hello Kitty's fine, everyone.
Is it?
It's okay, though.
I mean, you've got a daughter. Do you like it?
I haven't seen it since she's been born. I haven't got time. I've been too busy.
Too busy wargaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, forces you into actual human contact.
Yeah.
Which is such a paradoxical thing for war games.
Hey man, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
You meet someone like Dave,
Yeah.
but then you also meet someone like the guy I played Flames of War with once.
Tell me about him.
He's a nice guy.
But you haven't played Flames of War in a while.
Not since.
And you know what? It's also like,
Not since Jeff.
but even blowing that up beyond Shane's prejudice.
Prejudice? What do you mean?
I know what kind of person Jeff is. Even blowing that up, it's also communities.
Yeah.
Like you might get into a game where you're like, I don't really gel with these people.
Yeah.
Or you might just end up randomly playing a game with these random people, a game that you're not super interested in, but these people are awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, I just want to be around this scene.
Yeah.
I'll play this game if it means hanging out with these people.
Yeah.
So I love the friends aspect of it, where it does force you to actually engage with humans.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like you mentioned earlier as well, even online,
Yeah.
the Discord. Our Discord is just full of people from all over the world enjoying this thing.
Yeah.
And it's just such a vibe. It's such a mood when you're like, I'm not hobbying right now, but I get to enjoy like all the different cool things people are
There's
vibing.
passive hobby going on.
Yeah.
So even though you're stuck at work or having a crap day, you can look in there and you can see, so-and-so's doing this.
Yeah.
Or Migraine's like showing off his like missile crab. And it's just like, that's so cool, man.
Yeah. I like that missile crab is cool. The silver bayonet that Penny just finished is cool.
Yeah.
There's just all these different things
Yeah.
going on. All the big stompy mechs that are happening in that channel.
And the fact that you can just enjoy that when you're not at home, when you're not hobbying, and then you can do the same thing. You share yours, and maybe someone else on the other side of the world is enjoying it when they're stuck at work or just waking up and they're seeing, oh damn, Fox was doing this last night.
I love anytime someone mentions Shatterpoint, I'll drop a meme where it's like I might see it the next day. Someone mentioned in a joke Shadow Point, and I dropped a meme where I was like, "Am I late? Did I miss it?"
Dude, that was because new models were coming out, and I'm like, "Oh, cool." And then Moose was like, "You don't even like Shadow Point."
And I was like, "Sorry, did I miss anything?"
And I'm like, "No, but I can get Fox to paint them for me."
Yeah. And I was like, "I'm sorry, shut up." What'd you say? Someone's playing Shadow Point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So it's a vibe for that reason.
Yeah.
Forces you to meet people, interact with humans, meet new communities, find like-minded people. And you do, like, we found some absolute true homies that are just like, so many actual IRL friends of people that we've met through this hobby, through the Discord, who one day randomly rolled up and be like, I like this thing.
Yeah.
We were like, hey, you want to be a friend?
Yeah.
And
friends now?
You want to be friends now?
Yeah.
And now they are.
Yeah.
And we travel all over Australia seeing all these people and maybe
Yeah.
one day internationally.
Yeah.
So we can see all the US and Canadian
It'd be
homies.
so cool, man.
But yeah,
Yeah.
a big part of this is, and you do get that still from other hobbies,
Oh, of course.
but I just feel like this forces it.
It really does. Like, you can meet people on video games. You can you can join a party and play a couple of rounds of, I don't know what the kids play these days.
You're literally
TikTok.
playing WoW. You bought a WoW expansion last week.
I
What do you
haven't
mean?
played it yet. I told you, dude, I'm a loser.
Pretending like you're above
I
video
just quest on my own.
A solo quest.
That's all I got.
I play solo,
I play
single
old
player.
expansions when no one else plays.
Yeah.
Anyway, but like, you might play a video game and you might have like 5 lobbies with someone, and then see you later.
Yeah. Whatever
go.
happened to that Iranian guy, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like with this, like, because it's, you're sort of stuck with that communication. Not stuck with it, but like, you have that communication already there. It's
Yeah.
easy to be like, message like, oh, you know, that dude I played with, hell, shoot him a quick text or a message or whatever.
Yeah.
To have another game.
Yeah, and the amount of times where like you play a game with someone online, you add them, and then over maybe many years you build a friendship. I
Yeah.
feel like the amount of times I've played a single game with someone IRL
Yeah.
locally, and then I can hit them up like a year later and be like, oh, I saw you were selling that thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just feel like I'm talking to a mate.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like you just get I guess a deeper connection with someone that you spend 2 or
Yep.
3 hours with.
Yep.
Playing through a game,
Yep.
discussing rules and playing and rolling dice and having brews and whatever it looks like.
Yeah, it's like me and my other Michael that I play one-page rules
I don't
with.
want to listen. I told you I don't want to hear and no talk of
Don't
this
say
other
his name.
Michael. How dare you? We've had 3 sessions about this already. I'm not going to pay for another one because therapy is expensive.
We
but-
already pay churchy.
But I said you can call him the one-page rules dude.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to hear you use his name, which is also my name.
Like,
but when
all
you're
right,
not
I'll call
referencing
him
me.
like Michael 2.
No, very specifically, just say
About Michael B.
there's this other guy I don't really care about that I play this other game with.
Oh, all right. There's this other guy that I've played quite a few games with. He's actually a really cool dude.
Oh, I didn't know you played that many games. This is actually news to me. I didn't know. Oh, you think he's a cool dude?
Yeah.
Oh, well, why don't you marry him? If you love him so much, why don't you podcast with him? I don't see him sitting in this seat.
He probably would do it.
You know what?
I'll ask him next week.
You know what, Michael? I don't see you sitting in this seat. Guess you chose me. Oh, carry on. What were you saying about that fucking idiot?
No, it was just about the whole cold calling someone basically.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, do you want to meet me and play a game?
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it?
It's so weird.
It's strange what we do.
But it's
like Tinder, but
yeah, but there's
war
no
gamers.
sex.
You know what? Unless we could turn
Yeah.
this. Hang on, that's in the next section. The fabulous. So what we could do is we could make Tinder for wargamers.
True.
That is the gold mine.
That is
You just
sell.
put in your state and the games you play.
Yeah.
And then you just swipe right if you want to play a game with this person.
Yeah.
They can they can list what they like.
Yeah.
So you can swipe left on the Hello Kitty guy, but swipe right on the
Jeff.
on Jeff
Yeah.
or Michael, whatever idiots you want to play with.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think we got something there. Tinder for what would we call it? What rhymes with Tinder, but it's for wargamers.
This needs a good brainstorm.
Yeah, you're right. It's a second
Yeah.
episode. We'll
Yeah.
come back to you next week with that one.
Yep.
Yeah,
What was the next one? The fuck.
The Fabulous.
Oh yeah.
the fabulous.
Yeah. What was your vision for Fabulous? That kind of lost me a little bit there.
Oh, it's interesting that you say that because I meant everything that is arts and crafts,
Yeah.
and it's the hobby.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the painting. It's the things that nothing else allows you to do.
Yeah.
I mean, board games have it, but no one paints board game miniatures.
No, because why would you? The quality's terrible.
Yeah, but if you do, let us know in the comments. We'd be happy to talk through that. We've got a good therapist.
I mean, you painted a whole lot of Middle Earth miniatures.
Yeah, but that wasn't for me.
No, it's for Tom.
Yeah. So it's the fabulous. It's the kit
Yep.
bashing. It's the creating terrain. It's the setting the scenes. It's the immersion that comes with this hobby that doesn't appear elsewhere.
Yeah.
And like you say, it exists in other hobbies, but in this, it slows it down. It makes you enjoy the process of creating it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like if you jump into a video game, you're like, oh, this stuff looks cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you do it on a tabletop, it's like, I made this.
Yeah. This is mine.
Or this person that I'm playing with made this.
Yeah.
And that thing
In
that
the
they
same
made.
case, this is mine.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
made this. And it's like, and this terrain with these miniatures and this rule with this game we're about to play tells a story that will never be told elsewhere.
Yeah.
And because of the loot boxes.
That is quite fabulous. I like that.
Yeah.
You've done well.
Thank you. It's art.
Yeah.
That's the thing about art. It's like you can paint a picture and I could paint the exact same thing, but it's our unique take on it that makes it unique and will
Yeah.
never be recreated.
Yeah.
And that's true for every tabletop game. Even more so, I feel like there's more variables.
Definitely.
The way we painted our miniatures and brought it together.
Yeah. Together. The terrain, the stories, the dice rolls, the results, There's
Everything.
so much to it. Yeah.
Yep. How
that's
many
cool.
brews we had?
Yeah.
What day it was? Was it 40 degrees in a site office? Did Churchy rock up with a plastic bag and a bunch of broken Skitari?
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
In every universe that happens.
Yeah.
That's the one constant.
It's like old mate from Marvel, where he's like, I saw 16 million possibilities, and in every single one of them, Churchy shows up with a broken bag of Skitari.
The universal constant.
And how many did he win? Only one.
Only one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's the fabulous part of the game.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, last episode on our top 3, I touched on that with the sludge.
You're always
right?
touching things.
I'm
You're
just
right,
touching everything, dude.
though. Yeah.
Especially Michael.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, that part of the hobby is so important, and like the fact if it's something you can really enjoy, and in a particular system or in every system, it works.
Yeah.
I love painting now that I've found slap chop to be my go-to paint style.
Yeah.
Up until then, it was a slog, but then you can really start just expanding and painting everything. You can just pick
Yeah.
up a cool mini and like, hey, that's awesome. Don't know what I'll use it for right now,
Yeah.
but I'll paint it. And then 2 years down the track, you're like, oh, this game called Parsecs. Yeah, that's the perfect mini for it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? That's something that's so much more dynamic in this hobby than, say, other things like video games. Is like, if you play a video game and you don't enjoy it, it's fine. Maybe it's just not for you because it doesn't have those things.
Yeah.
Where I feel like the wargaming is so multifaceted that there is always something for you.
Yeah.
So if you're more of an arty person, maybe you just enjoy painting the miniatures.
Yeah.
And every now and then you'll throw it on the table for a quick one-page rules game or something light and easy.
Yeah.
Or maybe you like the chunky depth of these more complicated games, but you don't like painting the models. So you just spray them and dry brush them or slap chop them and get them on the table.
Or get someone else to paint it for
Or
you.
get whatever it looks like, you
Yeah.
know. Maybe that's, but there's always that. And that could change through your journey.
Yeah.
Maybe at the start you're one way, but then you start enjoying the painting side. So you can just expand into that with no extra outlay. It's just,
Yeah.
I think it's multifaceted and it's adaptable to who you are and the part, and you can pick and choose.
Yeah.
It's Alcata, what is that?
A la carte?
Yeah, a la carte, what is that?
Isn't it like when you're in an aeroplane and they walk up the aisle?
No, that's
carte?
that's a cart. That's an actual cart.
Yeah, but a la carte.
What's a la carte? I thought that meant
Means like
pick and choose.
here's my a la carte.
Wow. This is the worst thing you've ever said. I feel like this might be one of the times where I'm right. Can you Google it, Churchy?
It's like,
I need to know. This might be
it's like, and
this
you
might
get
be
like
my moment.
the Pringle tin. It's like that big and like it's the lids because it's like pressurized. A la carte.
Yeah.
A la carte.
A la carte. Yeah, what's that say? There you go. What's
In
this?
a restaurant, referring to food that can be ordered as separate items rather than part of a set meal.
On a cart.
Yes, yeah. You pick and
On a
choose.
cart.
You can pick and choose.
You said on a cart, right?
No, he said on a cart. It's like a buffet.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh, why did you say buffet?
No, because I wanted to say a la carte, but I think I said la carte or
La
something.
carte, yeah.
It is la carte. Anyways, I feel like Wargame is a la carte. It's not a set
Sure.
menu like a video game.
Okay.
You can pick and choose.
Yeah.
You can order different things.
I mean, you can do that anyway at a restaurant.
I'm not talking about restaurants. I'm not using it in its literal sense.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? You can do that on an airplane.
Yeah, you
They
get
have different beers.
the Pringles.
The Pringles. You can
Little
buy the
Pringle
$8 Pringles.
Yeah.
Don't do that. It's a pressurized cabin.
They
Have
do
you
do
ever
that.
flown?
Yes.
How often have you
I
flown?
bought Pringles last time I flew.
And when was that?
When I
1941?
when I went to Sydney
The Wright brothers?
on the way back from Sydney.
All
Actually.
right. And what happened to the Pringles?
The lid was like.
Anyways, that's the fabulous. And what we love about wargaming is that it encompasses all those things.
It ties them all up in a neat little package.
Neat little Pringles can. And really, the lid off.
The lid, the seal, the rip top bit.
Yeah. And also, it just seems like a lifelong commitment. It's a lot like marriage.
So, marriage is probably less of a commitment
Yeah,
than
true. You
wargaming.
could just walk out of a marriage.
You shouldn't.
You
shouldn't.
But I mean,
Unless-
legally you can.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean,
I guess you could walk away from hobby, but I mean, who would want to?
I think it'd be harder.
Yeah, I think so.
Like,
Leaving your miniatures?
how do you get rid of all of them?
You wouldn't want to sell it.
No.
What would it look like if we got out of the hobby? I couldn't.
I'd just
Couldn't
go
be
to
me.
a place like the War Library.
What is that?
He sells stuff for you.
But then you'd have to sell your stuff. You wouldn't have it.
No, but you just give it to him and he just like gives you money for it.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have it.
Yeah.
I guess I know how this works.
You're a seasoned veteran.
Yeah,
dude.
I am the War Library. My collection is the War Library.
Yep.
Oh, you want to give me your stuff to sell? That's
Yeah.
a new one.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, that's why we love wargaming. Why do you love wargaming? Let us know in the comments or in the Discord link at hobbyhomies.com.
Yep.
We'd love to hear what got you in, what's kept you here, and what are you excited about. Those are the things I think about when I go, what got me in? Just like also sharing it with someone.
Yep.
I find like you don't survive this hobby if you don't have someone to share it with.
Nah. Whether that's, online,
That was
digitally, or
yeah.
in person.
That was the whole reason we originally started the podcast and wanted to make it a community because
Yep.
we're like, there's so many people playing this, but some people are splintered off on their own.
Yep.
And they want to share this stuff with other people. So we're like, well, let's make a Discord where people from anywhere can do
Yep.
that. And so maybe the person you played wargaming with moved away.
Yep.
Or you've discovered it, but you wouldn't get into it because you don't have anyone to share it with, but you got the Discord.
Yep.
So, and it has become such a cool place for that exact thing.
Yeah.
So many
Yep.
people are like, I just got back in a hobby, started looking around, found your podcast, jumped in the Discord, and now they're back in.
Oh, yeah.
And that's so cool
indeed.
that we've enabled them.
Yeah, yeah. We'll continue to enable them.
Yeah, that's something we take pride in.
Yep. Like a badge of honor.
Like when someone at work, at school, when you're like, oh no, I didn't do the homework. And then you're like, gosh, I hope someone else didn't do the homework,
Yeah,
so they're in
yeah.
the same boat.
Yep.
It's the same sinking ship.
Yeah, we didn't do the homework.
We didn't do the homework either, don't worry. So if you didn't do it, you found us.
Yep.
We're here, well, let's all sink on the ship together.
Yep. Yeah, that's cool, man. I like your 4Fs.
Thanks. Yep. The fun, the friends, the fabulous, and fuck you, Churchy. I can't see a thumbs up behind your palm trees. You little voidling.
That's so good. Awesome. Well, that was good. I like that. That was a good dive into why we really love wargaming, because I was thinking about it
It's good.
before this.
That's good. It's good. I'm glad to hear. It's the most prep you've ever done.
Come on, I did a deep dive like a few weeks ago.
Yeah. And I'm going to hear about it for the next year. Remember that time I did the deep dive? Oh, so many hours.
Hang on, how many deep dives have you done?
Like, I literally did 2 to your 1 in the last rotation.
No, you cheated.
What do you mean?
I could have done a double.
Nah. Still waiting. Part 2 coming soon.
Nope. That's enough Sigma.
Yeah. 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 What were you thinking about? You said I was thinking about it.
Oh, like I was really trying to think like the aspects of the hobby, but this conversation allowed to go much more deeper than the sort of the surface level that I was thinking.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, it's fun, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me likey.
Friends.
Friends. I have friends.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's probably one of the biggest things that like, if we didn't meet the people that we met,
Yep.
if we didn't have our homies that we hobbied with, it would just be something you just dabbled in a little bit.
Yeah. You
Maybe didn't take off because, like, unless you got someone else there excited about it with you, it's very difficult to persevere, especially when it's expensive, it's time consuming.
Yeah.
And waka waka waka. But I mean, I look around and I say we're pretty in it.
We're so deep.
We're deep, dude.
We're
There's no hope for us. You can save yourself
we've
for
crossed
us.
the event horizon when it
Yeah.
comes to wargaming. So
And we love it.
Yeah, we
apparently.
do. Thanks for watching.
And for as little as $2 a month, you could love it.
Yeah,
as much as we
I'm
do.
sure you do.
Yeah.
If you're a patron, you probably love it just as much as we do.
You'd have to love it more, to be honest.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you to all of our patrons.
Massive thank you to
Your
patrons.
continued support allows us to do all the things that we do. You're on the screen right now in
Yep.
droves. You know what's crazy? How many fucking names are there?
There's
What do
more
you-
and more. We've got the legendaries. We've got MJ, Moose, Fat Boy, Tom, Real one, Numa, that's you, Numa. Goats, Burnsy, Farm Dinosaur, Hockers, Gridlock, and Journeyman.
We got the OGs, Fishman, The Good Kind, Are You a Warrior, Churchy, Rad Rooster, Ollie, Pinny Aggro, Don Hua Don, Pure Blind, Jackson V, Mini Warmer, Oz Wargaming, Analog Line, and Big Roach. Thank you so much. It's crazy how many of you there are.
Yep.
Literally giving your money to us to help us keep building this thing. And if you go check out our second channel, link in the description where we do all of our battle. That's my limit.
Bottle water.
Bottle water. Bottle water. You can see that we are putting your money to work.
Yeah.
Trying to create better and better content on that channel for you. Next step is making it more regular. So we carry on. If you want to see more content, we've got in our Patreon, we've got a vote up at the moment. It's probably gone by the time this episode is out.
Yep.
Where we're asking people what kind of content they want us to film. So if you want to have a say in that, jump in the Patreon. That is something you can do for as little as $2 a month. It's open to all tiers. So, and we're gonna start bringing some content.
Yeah. Death Wizards 1.
It did win, and thus we have recorded in the past that is the future, and we're also approaching 1,000 subs. Might be there by now. So we're excited about that too.
It's all happening.
We'll see you next week.
Over.
Big up to the boys, Fox and Shane. Set your minds free, no locks and chains. Do what you love, roll the dice. 50